नमस्कार दोस्तों, वेलकम टू संवाद। एक खास मंच, एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म जहां हम बात करते हैं दिल से। आई एम अग्रिमा मिश्रा, योर होस्ट फॉर टुडेज एपिसोड ऑफ संवाद, and today it is truly an honor to welcome a remarkable personality, an inspiring voice, and a TEDx speaker, Mr. Sagnik Lahiri.
Namaskar.
Welcome, sir. Thank you for your precious time.
Thank you for having me.
My first question for you is, you have spoken a lot about courage in your journey. What was the one moment when you truly felt you had chosen the risky path, and what helped you to stay with that choice?
That's a nice question. So, it was in 2023 that I released my recent album, which is called Lokho Bahudur. It translates to A Goals Far Away in English. And when I was halfway through the album, I realized that I still have more than 1.5 lakh rupees to spend on the album. And I did not know that that would have any impact or any result. I had to take a leap in the dark, so to say. So that is when I realized how serious it is and how into deep waters I am. But I had given a commitment to myself that I will release this album. And down the line, whenever I've had these obstacles, I've always realized that this is what is pushing me to the next moment. So eventually, I realized that no matter how long it takes, I should persevere, and that is what gave me hope to continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you share a tip from your side to the youth that there are often some students who have their passion out of the box or something unusual but innovative? So can you say something to them to motivate them to pursue their passion?
Yeah. So, I would like to share a slight little anecdote that might help young students understand this. It's okay to be a dreamer, but you also need to be a realist. You should watch whether you're getting close to the sun, too close to the sun. Because if you get too close to the sun, you'll be burned. But then you also need to know to lift off the ground. So you also need to fly. So there's a fine balance that you have to strike in being mad and in being grounded. So that balance is very important.
So how did you balance it?
I don't know. It happened, and when the moment comes, of executing these poises of balance, you don't realize that you'd have to take a crucial decision or an important decision at the moment, but down the line you realize what happened. So that is how you overcome it.
Beautifully said. My next question to you is, as an indie musician who handles everything from writing songs to editing videos, what part of the process feels the most personal or meaningful to you?
I don't really sit down to write my songs, as in write down the lyrics and then compose the melody. It all comes to me in this strange flash. I don't know. There's this theory called stream of consciousness, which we studied in graduation. So that is what feels special, because I never think, I never sit down to write a song. It's not something that's planned. It's completely unplanned. Something that comes to me. And it's always very unique and refreshing. And that is completely unexpected because I don't know how it happens. I don't know how it comes. I don't write my songs, by the way. It comes out of my mind. But I know for a fact that I did not write it, because the entire song just comes to me and I download it somehow. The act feels like that. And then after that, all of it happens. So that is the first step. And that is very special because I don't know how that happens. So
That means you are not regular. It just happens.
yeah. I don't think and write songs, and it's not about just me. I don't think any songwriter composer really thinks and writes songs. They don't probably realize it, but we don't really think, and these don't come out of our brains. Yes, our brains is the apparatus that analyzes it and projects it, but it comes to us, and so that's very sacred. That's very, for a lack of a better word, holy. So that has always been unique to me, and some of my best compositions are the ones that I didn't put much thought into.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what feels really special.
So true, sir, so true. Your songs often touch people deeply. How do you know when a song is ready to share with the world, especially when you are unsure how listeners will respond?
Well, a song is never really finished. If you ponder on the song, there'll always be something that you can do or take the song to another level. But yeah, there's a moment where it's like, I know that this sounds good. I can do a lot of things, but this is fresh as it is. This sounds really unique as it is. So that is a moment. But yeah, then also you can still keep on improving on the song. But that is when I know when it sounds good to me, and when I think that there's nothing much more left to say. I mean, whatever I had to say, I've already said. That is when I know my song is done. Yeah.
So, have you ever been scared of the reaction? Because, of course, you don't know how the audience is going to react on your song. So,
I'm always scared. I'm always scared about every single micro detail that is there to be afraid of. I'm scared, and I don't think it really goes away. There are some people who are more than capable enough to handle that and manage that. I'm not that person. So I'm always scared and anxious. But somehow, I mean, with grace of gurus and God, I overcome that somehow. But no, I am scared. And it is okay to be scared. That is also something that I want to say.
yes, lines to be noted.
Yeah, but you cannot let the fear conquer you. You cannot let, fear cannot win. There'll always be that game. The game is never ending. But yeah, that will be ever existent. If you think that no, I'll have a situation in life where there will be no fear, it won't happen. There will be fear. There will be, because that is the meaning of the game, no? I mean, if there is no contrast to the good, like fear is something negative, right? So if fear wasn't there, there wouldn't be any fun in that sense. So fear will always be there, but it is there so that you can overcome it. It is there so that you can learn how to manage it. Yeah.
So, you're talking about fear. I really want to ask you have performed on a lot of places. What was your experience during your first performance on the stage?
My first performance was before 2010. I don't really remember much, but I was really. There was an element of fun to it because that was the first time I was singing in front of a mic, and but things were very different back then. Now, as it is now. So yeah, it was a brilliant experience. But what I realized that is this is what I'm meant for, and this is what I want to do. So that is something I realized. Yeah, maybe.
Yes. So true, sir. You said authenticity has frequency. How do you stay true to yourself in an industry where numbers, trends, and visibility often take over? And what did you mean by audacity in your speech?
Well, that's a nice question. Authenticity. As long as you are following your own calling, there's a voice inside all of us. Some listen it here, some listen it here. There's a voice inside all of us. As long as you're listening to that, uh, by the way, if the voices are more than one, it's a problem. But as long as you're listening to the voice inside you and you're true to yourself, if you feel good with what you're doing, doesn't matter if what your parents say or what your influences say or what your elders say. But if you are true to yourself, if whatever you're doing in life, as long as you do what you feel is right in the very core of your heart, it's fine, in my opinion. And regarding audacity, what I wanted to say is that there's so little chance of getting support from everyone you want to, doing something that you know, I mean, like I said, doing something which you don't know, which is uncertain. You don't know what results will come. Isn't it something audacious to do that requires audacity, right?
Yes.
Because you need to say yes to the fact that, okay, I am heading towards a juncture where I can be judged, where I can be, where people can point fingers at me, people can say, I told you so. So you have to accept that, and you have to kind of, take it on yourself that, yeah, maybe that's what's waiting for me. But it there might be something different. This can lead to something good as well. And at the end of the day, this is what I want to do, So when you are doing what you want to do, and when so many other people around you, people close to you especially, are telling you that no, you can't do it, that is when you do require audacity, because that requires courage. So that is where the audacity comes. I mean, how can one have the audacity to do this? That is it's kind of sarcastic, rhetorical, but yeah, that is what I meant by audacity.
Yeah. So, have you ever questioned yourself that why I'm in this line? It's so unusual. It's not normal.
Every time and all the time, I am currently questioning why I'm answering the questions in this manner. I could have been more casual and could have been, I don't know. So yeah, that again, this is like that question with fear. You will always question yourself. That is something I don't think, and that's good in a way, because there's a word called swadhyaya, which is self-analysis. It's there in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. This word. Tapa swadhyaya ishvara pranidhanani kriya yoga. So that swadhyaya means self-study. So that is, I think that's always important. I mean, yeah, there also needs to be a fine balance. I mean, you cannot always keep overthinking. But I think self-study always needs to be there, so that you keep a check on your negative qualities and you always try to become a better version of yourself. So that's good, as long as it's not an incessant voice that always keeps telling you that you're not enough. That is when you need to, reel it in and, have a hold on yourself. But I think listening to your, not giving, there's a word in Bangla, in my mother tongue, called prostroy. What is the English word for prostroy? Anyway, so you should not give prostroy to that. You shouldn't give permission to your fears to control you. But you should always listen to that, so that you can become a better version of yourself. That is what I feel, I think.
Yes, sir. For writing songs, you need to be creative. So, how do you stay creative and mindful all the time so that you can write songs and all?
I'm just open to whatever comes my way. As I told you, I don't really write or compose my songs, as in I don't think and sit down to. It comes to me. So having an air of receptivity, that is what one should always do. Being open to everything, and listening to different kinds of music, experiencing different kinds of art forms. What it does, it widens our mind. And this receptivity that I'm talking about, it has a patra, it has a plate. So when you listen to songs, when you experience different forms of art, that receptivity plate becomes bigger, in my opinion. So you are able to catch a lot of things that you weren't earlier tuned to, probably. So that is what's very important. I mean, to be creative, creativity cannot come always 24/7. It doesn't work like that. It'll come when it has to come. But you need to be ready for when it comes. Because it will not announce that I'm coming on this time, on that date. So you need to be always ready and accepting. And you need to ensure that you don't have windows or, boundaries or walls that I am this, I do this is what I am, brackets, labels that we put on ourselves. We need to let go of these. The moment we create labels and, we put things into little tiny boxes, creativity takes a backseat. I mean, because creativity is something vast and vast is not a right adjective. It's huge. I mean, so the more accepting you are, the more open-minded you are, the more love you have for what you want to express. I think that's how you become more creative. To love what you want to do, and to just keep doing it. I mean, for the sake of it. Music for the sake of music, not for the sake of money, for social media fame. I mean, yeah, those things are, of course, necessary. But we need to remember why we start doing creative things. When we started painting a picture, we did it because we liked painting that picture. We liked the activity we did and the creation that happened out of it. When we first sing a song, we like how we sang the song and how it sounded to us. That's very simple. But when we, come across these things like fame and money and social media, the why of why we are doing art or why we are being creative, that, that goes away. So that is what very important, being creative for the sake of self-expression. Just, I want to do this. It makes me feel good. That's it. Putting a full stop there that's important.
So nice, sir. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for your time.
Thank you.
मिलते हैं अगले एपिसोड में एक नए टॉपिक के साथ. टिल देन, थैंक यू एंड जय हिंद.